Think about the last time you felt genuinely connected to someone. Not a conversation that was pleasant, not an evening that went smoothly, but a moment, maybe just a few seconds, where something unspoken passed between two people and you both knew it. That feeling didn't begin with words. It never does. The most important things in human connection are almost never said out loud. They live in a glance held a moment too long, in a touch that wasn't strictly necessary, in the way someone's voice changes just slightly when they're speaking to you and no one else. Today, we're going to talk about 7 of those signals. 7 ways a woman communicates without a single word that she wants something deeper with you. Sign 1. Her eyes say what she won't. We've all heard it said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, but when it comes to attraction, there's something more specific than that. They're the one part of us that almost never lies. A polite glance is nothing. A glance that returns, that finds yours again across a crowded room, that lingers just a breath longer than it needs to. That is something else entirely. Watch for the moment her eyes drop briefly to your lips before returning to yours. It's a fraction of a second. Most men miss it completely, but it is one of the oldest, most honest signals the human body knows how to send. Her mind may not have decided anything yet, but her eyes already have. When someone's gaze keeps returning to you, they are not looking at you. They are looking for you. There's a difference, and you'll know it when you feel it. Sign 2. She finds reasons to touch. Touch is one of the oldest languages we have. Long before words, long before any civilization learned to write, human beings communicated safety, warmth, and desire through physical contact. That instinct never left us. We just learned to dress it in subtlety. When she's drawn to you, she doesn't announce it. She finds reasons. A hand on your arm while she's laughing. A brush past you in a doorway that didn't need to be quite that close. A moment where she reaches over to fix something on your sleeve, and neither of you moves away. These aren't accidents. Psychology has studied this extensively. Casual, repeated touch is one of the most reliable indicators of genuine attraction. Not because she planned it, precisely because she didn't. Her body is moving toward you. It's doing it before she's ready to say so. Pay attention to what someone does when they're not thinking about what they're doing. That's where the truth lives. Sign 3. Her body opens toward you. The body holds postures of protection and postures of welcome. Most of the time we cycle between them without realizing it. Arms crossed when we're guarded, open when we feel safe, leaning in when we want more of something. When a woman is genuinely comfortable with you, when something in her has decided that you are safe, her body begins to open. She leans in slightly, her arms uncross. Her feet point toward you, even in a group where she could be pointed anywhere. She tilts her head while you're speaking, as if she's trying to take in more of what you're saying. She may tuck her hair back, exposing her neck. She may let her posture soften in a way she wouldn't allow herself in a room full of people she doesn't trust. None of this is theater. It's the body's honest response to feeling welcome. When someone's body turns towards you, their attention already has. The rest is just time. Sign 4. Her voice changes. When she speaks to you, most people never notice how much their own voice shifts depending on who's in the room. Around strangers, it stays neutral. Around people we're uncertain of, it tightens. Around someone we're genuinely drawn to, something happens that we can't entirely control. It softens, it warms. It may drop slightly lower or take on a quality that's almost playful, teasing you with a lightness she doesn't offer to everyone. Listen for the inside jokes that start to form. The small references that only make sense to the two of you. The way she laughs at something you said that wasn't that funny, not to be polite, but because she's enjoying the private frequency you found together. When she creates a language that belongs only to your conversations, she is building something. Quietly, with care, she is building a world for two. Tone carries what words are afraid to say. And her tone, when she's with you, is telling you everything. Sign 5. Her compliments go beneath the surface. There is a difference between a compliment and an observation. You look nice today is a compliment. It's kind. It costs nothing. It reveals nothing. But when she says something like, "I've noticed the way you handle pressure. You stay calm when everyone else is falling apart." Or, "There's something about the way you talk about the people you love. You can tell they really matter to you." That is not a compliment. That is a confession. Because to say something like that, she had to watch you closely, over time. She had to file away the details, hold on to them, and then decide, with a quiet kind of courage, to let you know she saw them. Compliments that reach your character, your values, your essence, those come at a cost. The cost of attention, the cost of care, the cost of allowing herself to be moved by who you actually are. When someone describes you back to yourself better than you could describe yourself, they haven't just been looking at you, they've been paying attention to you, and that is something close to love. Sign 6. She creates space for just the two of you. Connection doesn't grow well in crowds. It needs room. It needs quiet. It needs the particular safety of two people with nowhere else to be and no one else watching. When she's drawn to you, she starts engineering those moments. It might look like suggesting a walk when the group is staying inside, sending you a private message after a conversation that happened in front of others, extending it, deepening it, because the group setting didn't allow her to go where she actually wanted to go. It might look like arriving early when she knows you'll be there, or staying late, or finding reasons to revisit a conversation that most people would have let end. She's not looking for secrecy. She's looking for intimacy. And intimacy, real intimacy, requires removing the noise long enough to hear what's underneath. When someone keeps finding ways back to you, alone, they are not wandering. They know exactly where they're going. Sign 7. Her energy transforms near you. This last sign is the one you feel more than see. There's a particular quality of energy that emerges when someone is in the presence of a person who genuinely moves them. It's a mix of things that shouldn't go together but somehow do. Warmth and nervousness, openness and vulnerability, the desire to be seen and the simultaneous fear of it. You might notice her cheeks color slightly when you say something kind. Her laugh becomes fuller, louder than she usually allows herself. She fidgets, not anxiously, but in the specific way of someone who has too much feeling and not quite enough hands to hold it all. These aren't signs of discomfort. They're signs of aliveness. Her body is responding to the fact that you matter, that your presence changes the room for her in a way she can't entirely manage or hide. And there is something deeply beautiful in that. In being the person who makes someone feel more alive simply by being nearby. Chemistry cannot be manufactured, but it can be recognized. And when you see it, when you feel it, you owe it the dignity of your full attention. 7 signs. 7 quiet languages she's using to tell you something she hasn't said out loud yet. Her eyes finding yours, her body turning toward you, her voice warming in a way reserved only for your conversations, her touch, her compliments, her desire for private moments, the way the air around her changes when you walk in. None of these, on their own, is conclusive. But when several of them appear, consistently, over time, without her seeming to plan them, Something real is happening beneath the surface. Here's what I want to leave you with, because it matters more than any of the signs themselves. Recognizing these signals isn't a skill you develop to gain advantage. It's a form of attention, of respect, of taking another person seriously enough to actually see them, be there, be honest, be worthy of what she's offering. Because in the end, attraction isn't a puzzle to be solved. It's an invitation to be honored. And the relationships that last, the ones that become something neither person could have predicted, they almost always begin like this, quietly, with signals too small for most people to notice, with someone hoping just a little that you're paying attention. If any of these signs brought a specific person to mind, someone you've been thinking about without quite knowing why, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if this gave you something to think about, share it with someone who might need it. Subscribe for more. And thank you, genuinely, for taking the time to understand this, because understanding is always where it begins.